Hi, this is Kathy from Lady Stamp a Lot, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card using the Music from My Heart stamp set from Stampin' Up. Again, this set was designed by Million Dollar Achiever Dawn Olszewski, and this card is one that she had on her blog, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So the colors that I used on these record albums are Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Terracotta Tile, and Grapefruit Grove. And on this card, I made the guitar Bermuda Bay, but I'm going to use Grapefruit Grove today. So we're going to start with stamping the guitar right onto the colored cardstock. And this is a two-step stamp. So if I pull back the stamp set, you'll see it's going to start with this treble clef, and then you're going to add the handle. And the bottom of the handles are going to get attached to the little loop here, and then the edge here of the treble clef. So let me show you how to do that. It's not hard at all with these photopolymer sets. You can see right through them. It might take a little practice to get it right though. Okay, so I am using black Memento ink. And like I said, I'm going to start with the treble clef. And with the photopolymer, you do want to always have your paper piercing mat underneath it to give you a better image. Now on my block, I have the handle on the opposite side, at the opposite end, so I only really need to use one block. I'm going to try to do this with the camera stand in front of me. Hope I can do it. So I'm going to ink that up with the Memento, and again, I'm going to line up the handle and the edge of the clefs. That got pretty good. Okay, so that's your guitar. And then I take my paper snips and I just very carefully cut around the outside of this image, leaving a very slight border. Okay, now to save some time, I just have that here for you. Okay, now for the records, you're going to need some circle punches. These are punched out using the 1.5 inch circle punch. And for beginner stampers, a lot of beginner stampers don't know to turn this punch over and punch upside down, so you can see where you're punching, and you can use get the best use of your paper there. Okay, a lot of beginners want to do it like this, and you can't see where you're punching. So you're going to need 5 of those black circles, 1.5 inches, and then you're going to need, for the inside, you're going to need the half circle punch, and again, you can turn upside down and cut them out of all the different colors, like I did here that I showed you earlier, or I told you what they were earlier. Okay, so for this, I like to use the Tombow liquid glue, and you just put a little bit on here, like we say in preschool, dot, dot, not a lot. And the reason I like this is because if you don't get it exactly in the center, you can move it exactly to where you want it to be. And with some of the other adhesives, once it's down, it's down. Okay, again, to save time, I have all those done ahead of time for you. And what you'll want to do is have these done first so that glue dries before you go to punch your hole. And another trick I want to show you is, here's one that I have already done. And what I did was I put a little mark here in the center, because when you use your 1/8 hole punch, it's hard to see the center. Now, I did take off the little flippy thing here that usually catches all the trash, I took it off so that you can see through. So once you put your paper through there, can you see that? You can see right through that hole to see where the dot is, so that you can punch and get it in the center. Otherwise, you're kind of, if you had that flap thing there, or this side, you can't see. So it helps you get in the center. And if it's not in the center, so what? It's a homemade card and it's fine. The other thing you could do is take your pick tool, and you could also just poke a hole through, and that would be actually easier. The only thing I didn't like about that is it gives you this rough part in the bag, but that's just me. Okay, so anyway, I got this done ahead of time. I'm gonna pull them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now we're going to take, our card is going to be made with a black base, regular half of a sheet of cardstock scored and folded in half. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. And what you're going to do here is kind of lay your guitar where you think this is going to go, so that you can stamp down here. And I have the words "You Rock" on this card. Of course, you can make it whatever kind of card you want it to be. But this way, if you stamp first, and I'm going to stamp this down here in the corner, again with the paper piercing mat underneath. If you would mess up, you could turn this over, and then this isn't attached, so you could attach it. But mine looks pretty good, so I'm going to be okay with that like that. Now, what I'm going to do is take my circles, my records, and lay them down here where I want them to be. Now, this one I had on my original card kind of went off the white sheet, and I like that look. It kind of looks more natural. I did the same thing down here. We're going to adhere that off the card a little bit. This one is going to get popped up, so I'm going to save that for later. This yellow one is going to get glued flat, and then this one I'm going to pop up. All right, so for this you can use your liquid glue again, or you could use snail, whatever you prefer. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use the liquid glue. Again, the nice thing about the liquid glue is you can slide it around in place where you want it to be. And I'm going to put that up there. And this one, don't need a lot. This will hold. This one goes here. Now, these other ones are popped up, and I just put 2 dimensionals on the back of that. Now, normally, I would, well, no, you can't do that because I'm going to show you something in a minute. So I'm going to just set that, overlap that one. And then this one I need to put on the dimensionals. So I'm going to put one on either side here on the back. I always forget, the tip is if you push your fingernail in there, it releases the paper. It makes it easier to come off. And then this I'm just going to overlap like this. And then I already, to save time, I put the mini dimensionals right here on the guitar, and then this is a regular dimensional. I don't like to skimp on dimensionals because I want my guitar to stay popped up, or anything that I put up. I don't want it to go flat by, you know, someone touching it, it goes flat because there's not dimensional there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that like that. And then you want to turn this over, and I'm just going to cut off this extra piece of the record album to make it square like that. Okay, and now because I have all these things popped up, I definitely want to use my liquid glue and adhere that to the card front. So again, I'm going to bring in my card base, and then this is just going to go on with a even border. And what's nice too, when you use that liquid glue, you can slide it into place so you have an even border. I'm just going to set that aside. My new mantra this year is to stamp on the inside of the cards as well as on the envelopes. So on this card, I actually did a Bermuda Bay ink with the treble clef. I'm just going to use my black. Someone that made this card with me said, well, treble clef is black, so she wanted to use the black and not the colored ink. So whatever you like, you can do. And then on my envelope, on my original card, I did the same thing. This set is really cute that you could also, there's lots of stuff you could use to decorate your cards. These notes, songbirds, a little piano, whatever you want. So that will just get glued on the inside and you're done. How easy is that? And how cute is that? I hope you like this video today. If you do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my blog to get the updates on my next video. If you need to buy any of the supplies, please shop at kathywinter.stampinup.net, and I'll see you next time. Bye.